start with one of his knees in. We're going to talk about the nuances and details of getting back to my guard, particularly getting back in the traditional method of shrimping and driving my near knee in. There's a lot of ways to get back to guard. I could Granby roll and do fancy stuff. This tends to be probably the most common way of going about it. But there's a right and a wrong way. So initially, where I got my hands, first and foremost, I have this wrist underneath Steve's neck. I tend to like to get a grip over the shoulder, so when I do a little bit of a wrist roll, I can get some lift here and get some of the shoulder pressure off me. My other arm, I want braced almost like the same spot where I put a wristwatch. I want his hip bone right on that same spot. The crook of my hand here. Grip and grip. Now, my feet are in nice and tight. I'm going to take my outside leg in this case, and I'm going to step it not only away from me, or not away from me, but I'm going to step it in and out to the side. There's a lot of ways I can work on working my hips out. If my feet are in the wrong spot, I'm not going to be able to get the same range. So my foot is out nice and far. Now, I'm going to lift my hips up, and I'm going to cut, essentially, I think about it this way, my left hip under my right hip. So I don't get to my side by turning like this. I get to my side by cutting my left hip underneath my right hip. I do the same things with the shoulders. So here. Now watch what happens here. I have a little bit of bend on this left arm of mine. As my hip cuts underneath, I'm pushing off with this left arm and shoving my shoulder under too, because I don't want just this. This is cool, but if my shoulders are still flat, it's likely his knee is going to fill that gap before mine. If I get all the way to the side, now there's air between us here. This is where a lot of my escapes open. I have underhooks. I can drive the guard back more forcefully. A lot of things are going to be better for me. So I shrimp. I cut my hips as far back as I can, and I'm going to push off with this left arm to cut my shoulder under as well. So my left hip, my left shoulder go underneath my right. Here. Now, once I've cut to my side, immediately you'll notice my knee is in tight. I don't wait to do this. My knee immediately fills the space. Now, I'm still bracing away from Steve. I'm going to pull with this left arm a little bit as I drive, so my outside foot is planted, and I almost throw like a Muay Thai knee with my left leg here, driving between us. At which point, I'm pushing away with my hips. I can switch back to a closed guard. Immediately, I'm going to be looking to break his posture and set stuff up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here once more. Now in position. Braced off the hip, braced off the neck. I tend to be a little bit over the shoulder so I can get some lift on that chin and get that shoulder pressure off me. Step. As I cut my hips, I'm going to cut my shoulders, and the space is made. My left knee is already going to start curling in towards my own stomach. Boom, here. Now, I'm going to drive between us with this knee, and my arms now go from pushing to pulling to swing my legs in. Through, bam. And now they're really pulling. Because think about it this way, guys. I talk about this concept a lot, but this is probably one of the most perfect applications of it. When I'm underneath Steve here, is this a position for me to attack or defend?
Defend.
So I want to be able to have my arms in tight. A, so that he can't hurt me, and B, so I can create space. Because I don't really tend to like this spot all that much, and I like to make some room sometimes. Now, when I go to closed guard, this is a position for me to attack or defend. Attack, yeah, especially in jiu-jitsu as opposed to MMA. So from here, I'm going to be pushing Steve away. I'm going to be pulling him and holding him in. Now I'm going to need my arms to pull. So there's a certain threshold where the job of my arms switches from bracing and pushing to pulling and driving back in. Because that threshold is also where I go from defense mode, run, 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 to attack mode, kill, 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 all right? Fight or flight style. So right now it's all flight. I got to get him off me. Brace. Now, once my knee starts to drive between us, I'm pulling with these arms. Boom. Yoink. Now he's in with me. Slide across. Start setting up all my grips, going in for chokes, etc. Make sense, Steve? Cool. All right. So let's